everyone. This is Mary Beth Hartleb, the CEO of Prism HR Consulting. And throughout the month of March, I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing some inspiring women in celebration of Women's History Month. This year, Women's History Month stands for providing healing and promoting hope, which certainly is a tribute to the work of the caregivers and frontline workers through this ongoing pandemic. But it's also a recognition of the thousands of ways that women around the world have provided both healing and hope throughout history. I'm really pleased to introduce you to Dawn Merritt today. She is the development director for a nonprofit here based in Las Vegas called Refuge for Women. Dawn has experience in the corporate, government, and nonprofit arenas. She specializes in relationship building and partnership development and is skilled in fundraising, communication strategy, public social responsibility, media relations, government affairs, and issues management. A former print and broadcast journalist, Dawn attended the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. And Dawn, thank you so much for joining me today and being part of this project.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit more. You know, one thing I'm always curious about is your career path and your journey. You know, how did you get to where you are today?
Well, I jokingly say lack of better sense, but it really wasn't that. It just kind of happened organically when I was a reporter, and then I moved to Las Vegas. I went to the print side and actually went to work for one of the test site contractors in the communications office. So that was fascinating, just talking to the scientists and engineers there, and just fell into PR. And that's why I got my accreditation. So I fully understand how it actually is supposed to work. And then it just went from there, meeting some great people along the way.
Awesome. Awesome. So what are you doing now? Tell us more about Refuge for Women.
Refuge for Women opened in Las Vegas in 2015. And what they do is they help women who have been sexually trafficked or exploited, help get them off the street. We put them into an intensive up to 24-month program where they get grief counseling, trauma counseling, life skills, just basic learning on how to get over what they've been through. And none of that is at any cost to them at all. And after their first 12 months, then they can go to a transitional house where they work or they go to school, and we help them get through those programs as well. And our most recent success story is amazing because she fell into that lifestyle when she was 16, when she got addicted to drugs. And then her drug dealer became her trafficker. So she battled it for years, and she just recently graduated, and she went to dental hygiene school, and she's still in Las Vegas working as a dental hygienist. So she's one of our great success stories.
Oh, that's amazing. And I mean, what important work. You know, the trafficking aspect really seems to be coming to the forefront. You know, I've seen a lot of this being discussed in the media as of late. So, you know, being local to Las Vegas, I mean, how can the Las Vegas community support Refuge for Women?
Well, what many don't realize is trafficking is a $100 billion worldwide problem.
Wow,
and $5 billion of that, right? $5 billion of that comes from Las Vegas. And you don't even know what they look like, but many times they're never left alone. They never have an ID. It seems as if their communication with you is carefully scripted. So we can come out and we can train your employees on what to look for. Say you run a restaurant or something, we can come and train all of your employees on what to look for and how to respond to those situations. You can designate a specialty dinner, drink, cocktail, and give a portion of the proceeds to Refuge for Women, because what we're going to do in the near future is build an emergency house. Las Vegas doesn't have that right now. So if a woman is picked up for prostitution, her only options are to go to a homeless shelter or to go to a safe house. And they don't view themselves as being victims of domestic violence or homeless, so they go back to their trafficker. 92% of women say they would leave that industry if they had someplace to go. So this will give them an opportunity to walk away from that life and to begin rebuilding their life as they want it to be, not what someone else wants it to be.
Wow. You know, I've noticed, like if you're flying through McCarran, right, in the ladies' room, on the back of the bathroom stalls, there's like a number and things like that. And I always wondered, like, you know, how effective is any of that? I mean, do the traffickers, like, they even allow them to have cell phones or, you know, go to the bathroom by themselves? I mean, I'm just curious about what does that really look like in terms of the control? Like, do they ever get
We
a time period where they can try and escape from it?
They do. What oftentimes happens, what they could do, say you're in the ladies' room and someone approaches you, they don't have
Mhm.
a phone, but they ask you to make the phone call for them. That's how we
Okay.
can help those women because
Okay.
they rarely have a phone on their person by themselves. That's
Mhm.
not allowed because they'll be calling people for help. But the sad thing is, it takes up to 7 tries for women to actually be successful in leaving their trafficker because they have been so traumatized, so beaten down, so told that they're not lovable, they're not worthy, and that the only thing they're good for is to be trafficked. And what our program does is we teach them that they are lovable. One of our ladies graduated a couple of weeks ago, and she said the hardest thing for her was to look in the mirror and like what she saw and to know that she was loved and was lovable. And it just brings tears to your eyes
Yeah,
because
it
it's
does.
so sad. But she was able to get through that and to rebuild her life. And now she's going on to go to school or get a job. She hasn't decided yet, but it was a really moving day for all of us. She had a cap and gown and she walked down an aisle and her family
Right.
was there and her
Yeah.
refuge family was there. So it was awesome.
Wow. I mean, and it seems like it's such a complex issue as well.
It is. Many times, I think it's about 75% of these people have been abused as children. And so it starts a cycle where they just don't see themselves as worthy or deserving of a better life. And so it's it's really heartbreaking when you hear the stories of what these women have gone through, but it's also uplifting because they're doing something about it. We all had lunch together just yesterday in the house with the ladies, and it was just fun because 2 of them celebrated their 6-month anniversary. They'd been
Nice.
in the house for 6 months. They
Mhm.
had nice little gift bags, and it was just fun to laugh with them. And they're all going to go to a movie tomorrow. So it's nice to be there and know that we're helping to make a difference in their lives.
Absolutely. And how many women can you take in at any one time? What's your
Mhm. Well,
capacity?
right now we have 6 beds, and you have to apply to come into the house. And we had a woman who showed up on Monday and left Monday night. She said, "It's not for me. I'm not ready yet." But we have six capacity for 6 people
Mhm.
in this long-term house. The transition or the emergency house, we're hoping to have a capacity for 14. And then when we build a new house, hopefully we'll have many, many more beds so that we can help rescue more ladies.
Okay. And so if we wanted to, support, donate money, better goods, merchandise, what works?
Well, money's always great. I'll take that anytime.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gift cards are great because many times they show up to us with only the clothes on their back.
Mhm.
So we can go and buy them specifically what they need. But we also have a boutique where we take new clothes with the tag still on them so that the ladies can shop and pick out something brand new for themselves and take some control over their lives. So you can always do that. But anytime anyone wants to reach out to us, we're happy to have a conversation with them about what they can donate. We take in-kind services. So whatever you can do, we are always interested in learning about it.
Okay, and we'll have your link to your information as part of this video as well. And so,
Right.
I mean, I can't think of anything more fitting, right, along with the theme of Women's
Mhm.
History Month this year. I'm curious, the theme for providing healing, promoting hope. I mean, how does that resonate with you personally and professionally?
Well, I think COVID really made a lot of us step back and say, what am I doing? Is it important in the world? And I
Mhm.
think I went through a bit of that as well, just saying, what am I contributing to the well-being of my neighbors, my friends, my family? And this really resonated with me. It spoke to my heart because I can have an impact on so many lives and get them away from the trauma that they have been through, that it's just really fulfilling personally and professionally, and I'm just really enjoying being there every day.
That's great. I love to hear that. And so, you've had so many successes in your life. What do you attribute your success to, or to whom?
Well, my mother, Mildred, she was she is amazing. She's 80 now, and she was a woman who, at any time in our lives, she would have 2 to 3 jobs because She wanted to provide everything that she could for us. And just seeing that work ethic and never assuming that anything would be handed to me, I think is important. That, if you want something bad enough, you should be willing to work for it, and to, whether it's to go to school, to go to trade school, whatever it is, and just have the fortitude to see that in your future and go for it.
That's wonderful. And I've always said that, women especially, were role models for other women and for younger
Mhm.
women. So if you had one piece of advice to give, what is that?
Ugh. Uh, I would say, if I talk to younger Dawn, I would say, concentrate on you. Don't be so concerned about what the people around you. You know how when you're younger, you have to have the right clothes, everything. There's so much peer
Right,
pressure.
right.
I would tell younger Dawn, don't pay attention to that. You pay attention to you, and you forge your own way, and everything else will work out in the end.
Very true. Very good advice. I appreciate that. And so I also know that there may be some things people don't know about you as far as your stage career, and I believe you have a production coming up as well.
I do. We started rehearsal for Footloose. We were getting ready to mount that show. And in March 2020, COVID shut us down. So if you're familiar with it, it's high
Yeah.
schoolers who want to have a dance, and the local pastor doesn't want them to. And so the funny thing about it is, those of us that were cast in the show, we could have our same part because we're going to remount it. But most of the kids aged out and have gone off to college. So
Oh.
we had to recast all of the children. So they're not really children, young people. And so we just started rehearsal for that. And that's going to be pretty much the entire month of April at the Summerlin Library.
I am looking forward to it. I'm getting my
I'm
tickets.
Ethel.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. It'll
It's a
be
lot of
fun.
fun.
It will
Yeah, it
be
keeps me
fun.
young.
Hey, that's what it's all about, right?
That's right.
So, hey, Don, I just, I wanted to thank you again for your support and participating in this project. I really appreciate it. And if you like our interview, please share, like, comment on our social media. And thank you. I look
Thank
forward to
you.
talking to you again soon, Don. Thank you.
Okay.